everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. So today we're playing Murloc decks on the Wild Mode ladder. But before we get to that, there's another giveaway in play. I'm giving away 80 packs to celebrate reaching 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So there'll be two winners, each getting 40 packs. From an expansion of your choosing. So Ashes of Outland, Descent of Dragons, Saviors of Uldum, and Rise of Shadows are the four expansions on offer. So it'd be 40 packs from one of those expansions. To have a chance of winning, you need to be a subscriber to this channel and simply leave a comment on this video telling me what your favourite Ashes of Outland card has been. The deadline is 9 AM UK time on the 6th of June, so next Saturday. And if you win, I will reply to your comment announcing you as the winner. You need to send me your Battle.net ID. You can do that by replying to the comment or sending me a DM on Twitter. And once we're friends in game, it'll take a few days before Blizzard will let me send you those packs. The full rules for the giveaway can be found in the video description below. So give yourselves a chance of winning. Enter yourself into that giveaway and look to complete your collection of cards. Good luck to everyone. Okay, let's look at the decks that we're playing today. So I just woke up one morning and I thought to myself, I feel like playing Murloc decks. Do any of you ever feel like that? You just wake up and you want to play Murlocs? So I started out with Murloc Shaman, and I found a deck on, I think it was Hearthstone, from a player called ImVeryTop. That's a really interesting name. And their Murloc Shaman has the quest, Unite the Murlocs. And you basically look to curve out really well with your Murlocs. You have Underbelly Angler, beautiful card, for hand refill. And you have the Gentle Megasaur, of course, to buff your Murlocs. Everything is awesome will buff your board and maybe find you lethal. But the most interesting inclusion in the deck is the Shudderwock. So essentially, you store up these nice battle cries, play the Shudderwock, and those battle cries get replayed. I think one of the most valuable battle cries in the deck is the Coalite Seer health buff, but of course the Gentle Megasaur health buff as well. Sorry, not the health. It could be a health buff, but it could be Divine Shield. It could be poisonous. A number of interesting options there for Gentle Megasaur and the Shudderwock. Unite the Murlocs is a card that I am not sure about. I crafted it in golden form just for this deck. I don't know if I regret my decision now. But let's have a look at the deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder. And we are starting out against a Priest. So, Unite the Murlocs we obviously keep. It is our turn 1 play. Now, the reason I'm not sure about this card is, against an aggressive deck, is it enough to play this on turn 1? Against an aggressive deck like Pirate Warrior, which is, I think, seeing more popularity now on the ladder, they play turn 1 Pirate, they get patches on the board. They have the board. You've not played a minion on the board, and you're at a disadvantage. So against aggro decks, this quest may be too slow. But our Priest opponent played a quest too, so their turn 1 play was slow. So we're okay with that. Now a play like this, if they have no answer to the Underbelly Anglers, it could just be game over from here on out. Because we just get the hand refill, and we never run out of resources. Well, that's an answer. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't remove them from the board. They can still hit face, so it's all good. Ooh, a sheep. And a Doomsayer. Wow, sheep and a Doomsayer. So, snap play the Megasaur. Divide Shield would protect our minions from the sheep AoE. However, Wind Fury here, if we actually do some counting, I think Wind Fury is simply lethal. Gosh, this feels like a Battlegrounds game, in all honesty. It's beautiful. Okay, so that was the Quest Murloc deck. I played a couple more games with the deck and I couldn't win with it because I started facing aggro and I actually got out aggroed by Pirate Warriors, and that was quite sad. So I looked for another deck and I found a deck by Ben from work. Thanks to a friend of mine, Philip, for pointing me in the direction of this deck. This deck does not play the Quest, it does not play the Shadowwalk. It's a bit more straightforward, but what it does have that is really useful is it has Devolve. And Devolve, really important against Q blocks, really important against anything that plays a taunt that stops your Murlocs from hitting face. So anyway, Ben from work, this deck works for me better than the previous deck that we tried. So let's have a look at the Ben from work Murloc Shaman deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder. And we are going up against a Paladin! Okay, this could be interesting.
Your time ends now.
And double Underbelly Angler. Have you noticed that my cards are all golden? I spent a fortune, an absolute fortune, crafting more Murlocs in golden form. Oh wait, Primal Fin Lookout is not golden. That's a mistake. Maybe that'll lose me the game, not having all of my Murlocs in golden form. Okay, Golden Finley, but we're not going to play him. We are simply going to play the Underbelly Angler and hope for good RNG. Surely my golden Underbelly Angler is going to give me good Murlocs, right? Okay, so this Paladin is a mech buff Paladin. May have a two or three initially sort of slow turns, and we need to take advantage. We need to take full advantage of that, because soon enough he's going to be playing, mechs that have the magnetic effect, that can taunt up, and then that's going to be problematic for us. So we need to push damage as quickly as we can. But this is also a board control matchup in that we don't want to leave mechs on the board. So we are going to clear this board. Is there an argument to leave the 2-2 up? Because it's not a mech, so we can't magnetize it. No, because we want to protect the angler. Ooh, that's a 4-5. Things are getting scary now. And that's a taunt. Very scary. Devolve would have been nice, but we only run one copy in the deck. Is there room for a second copy? I think that's an important question. So, how does one break through this Divine Shield? How does one kill both minions and still preserve a board? I think that's the question here. And I think Everything is Awesome is in hand. Do we just have to play that this turn? Just to preserve some of our board? I mean, does that even preserve anything? At most? Does it just let us kill both minions? So Finley's gonna live. He's got 5 health. But the other 2 are gonna die. There's no way around that. Yeah. But we clear the board and we have resources in hand. We're pretty happy. Oh, hello. That's pretty nasty, actually. That's pretty nasty. Oh, but we just draw the perfect answer. Oh, okay. That's still awkward. But we can get through it. And sure, we've been trading all this time. Why not keep trading? We have the board.
The victory is yours.
And there we go. Okay, so I played a couple more games with the Ben from Work Murloc Shaman deck. Went 50-50 with it. Had some issues against other aggro decks. Again, the key seems to be aggro decks causing me problems, in particular Pirate Warrior. So what I then did is I transitioned to a Beardyman Murloc Paladin deck. If in doubt, go with the Beardyman deck. This version of Murloc Paladin is a version I've not showcased before. In fact, I believe it was one of the final versions of the deck he came up with. What you've seen me showcase on my channel were earlier versions of this deck with cards like Nosdormu the Timeless and other interesting inclusions. I think this became his final version of the deck, and it's very effective. You've got Tip the Scales, anything can happen, and of course Prismatic Lens to cheapen the cost of those expensive spells. So let's have a look at this deck in action. And we're going up against a Demon Hunter.
Now, I will fight with honor.
Alright. So, Tiny Fin, Double Tide Caller. Do we just keep this hand? I think we keep this hand. Beardyman, if you're watching, was that the right thing to do? I mean, this is certainly a curve. We have a 2-drop to follow up. Or if we draw another 1-drop, we can play the other Tide Caller. Okay, interesting. So if there is a deck that can keep up with us, it's potentially Demon Hunter. Especially when you draw an 8-cost Tip the Scales in your hand and are not going to be playing it for another 6 turns. And I traded there. Should I just have gone face? I think it's my play style. I like trading. But I think this is okay. We're going card for card with him.
Reporting for duty.
I chose to Hero Power there because I want to save that poisonous effect, and I don't think there's a massive difference between Hero Powering, you know, with a 1-1 or playing a 1-2 Murloc. Is he going to kill it? Yeah, he's going to kill it. Okay. We need to draw something else that's playable here. That's not playable. That's really sad. So we need to play the Poisonous Murloc. We're getting no benefit from the Battle Cry, but I think we just need something on board.
I see.
Wow. So, from a resource standpoint, he's doing pretty well for himself. And it's looking pretty bleak for us. Let's see if Finger can get us board presence. And we just need to survive to turn 8.
They will never
If we can survive to turn 8, maybe we're going to be okay.
All I see is weakness.
So this is Demon Hunter post-nerfs, by the way. Post-nerfs. It's still pretty good.
We're with you.
Okay, we take 4 to the face here. But we get something that's playable. That's really good. And all of a sudden, the board swings back to us. And we're getting closer to that turn 8.
Alas, poor warlock.
So when I was playing the Murloc Shaman decks, it was a Pirate Warrior that was screwing me over. The moment I start playing a Beardyman deck, it's Demon Hunter that I have to contend with. I don't know what's worse, Pirate Warrior or Demon Hunter, in terms of aggression. It feels like Demon Hunter can have massive aggressive swings in the mid to late game. But they've also got healing as well, which I think helps them massively. Altruist is another massive swing card for them. So they can make massive comebacks. But yeah, the healing's so important. Pirate Warrior, apart from Armor Up, doesn't really do healing. So I think it just goes all in with pirates on the board and weapons to the face and just hoping to win from there. Whereas Demon Hunter can play a defensive game. It can control the board with Altruist. Wow. But our board, part of it is still there. Okay. Which 8-cost card do I play? Beardyman, what is the right answer here? I actually don't know. So I'm going to play the legendary Prime. And the reason for that is the Divine Shields. I think that's really, really useful. It'll let me trade if I need to trade into his minions and still preserve a board. Wait, are we dead? You only play that when you're about to win. So 9 damage. Okay, heals. So did he play that because he wanted the healing? I guess so. We certainly don't have anywhere near lethal.
For justice.
This is really scary. Are there any Murlocs that can heal us? Maybe that's what Blizzard need to start printing next. Healing Murlocs. Oh, okay. I was maybe hoping there for the Murloc War Leader. War Leader, would that have been lethal? I think that would have been lethal.
Those without eyes truly see.
We're ready to concede because we wonder if we're dead. 4 damage.
I see his weakness.
Wow, 1 off lethal. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
We're with you. We're with you. We're with you.
Well, he's just showing off here. He said, look at me. I can build a board. Well, look at me. I can kill you. Is my response. But we can show off too, with 2 measly Murlocs. There we go. What a win. Okay.
Arthas.
Next game is a Paladin.
I will fight with honor.
And we're fighting for rank 3. Fighting to get back to rank 3. So, obviously we don't want anything can happen, but we have a nice curve if we keep the 1 and 2 drops. is it about Mech Paladin? Been facing far more Mech Paladins. Mech Paladins, Pirate Warriors. Been facing too many of them.
Accidents, they happen, you know.
So, once again, like when we were playing the Shaman decks, we want to take advantage of his slowness in the early game, develop a board if we can, and just keep control of the board. Remove any mechs, because they've got the magnetic effects that they can take advantage of. That's going to be hard to remove, unfortunately for us. And we're a Paladin deck, so we don't play Devolve, unfortunately. And we're forced to leave the Mech Warper alive. Using the coin there just to get as much board presence as is possible. It's the only way that we win this game, I think. The moment he takes the board with a massive mech that we can't answer, we just lose. Of course he goes face. Why wouldn't you? That's really, really good pickup for me. That saves me having to tank 7. These need to die, they are mechs. Can't leave a mech alive. And once again, it feels like we have to survive until turn 8 to play our big spell, and then we're going to be okay.
What would Uther do?
What would Uther do? Uther would concede. That's what he would do. Interesting choice of Murloc to kill there. Interesting. Was he so desperate to not give me the lifesteal? Was that why he traded that in the way that he did? Okay, so we continue the trading plan, keep the board as clear as possible of mechs. So Sky Claws need to die first. Right. Still leaving one mech on the board, so he could magnetize it, but we've got Lotheb down, so Lotheb could make a nice trade for us. We're happy with that. But yeah, we are outpacing him here. Ooh, that's nasty. That needs to die, for sure. Poisonous effect, beautiful. And there we go. I believe this is pretty much game over. I don't even think we're going to need to play Tip the Scales. We just win the old-fashioned way. Playing on curve. That's it.
Reporting for duty.
It's not lethal. Yet. So we just clear this. And now we play Tip the Scales. Do we get the War Leader? We get 2 War Leaders. So I had to make room on the board there to play the Tip the Scales, or to at least get the 4 minions that I got.
The battle is over. You win.
If I'd not traded, would that have been lethal if I'd then just played Tip the Scales? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We get our rank 3 back, and that makes us very, very happy. Okay, so 3 Murloc decks that we've played today. Which one is my favourite? Well, all 3 decks are unique in their own right. The ImVeryTop Murloc Shaman deck has the Quest, and it has the Shadowwalk. The Shadowwalk is a really cool inclusion in that those battle cries are repeated, but I found that you either win or you lose before the Shadowwalk comes into play. So whilst it's a really good idea in theory and really fun and different, I don't know if the Shadowwalk is a worthwhile inclusion in terms of helping you win with the deck. The Ben from Work deck is a more straightforward deck to play. There is no quest, there is no Shadowwalk, but what you do have is Devolve that gives you a nice advantage against a deck that plays taunts, lets your Murlocs power through and hit face. So I really like that aspect of the deck. But the Beardyman deck has to be my favourite purely because A, it's a Beardyman deck and he's just amazing, and B, because of the fact that it's got Prismatic Lens into tip the scales. You didn't really see that happen in this video. You didn't see me gain any significant advantage from Prismatic Lens in this video, but often Prismatic Lens on 4 into a very cheap tip the scales on 5 can just win the game outright. And that's why I think this deck, the Paladin deck, has the advantage. The Shaman decks do have underbelly anglers, which is significant hand refill, so that's advantageous in its own right. But you've got to then play those Murlocs from hand onto the board. Whereas with the Tip the Scales play via Prismatic Lens, you get those Murlocs onto the board already. And some of those Murlocs can have an immediate impact, particularly if you get Murkai onto that board with the buff from a Murloc War Leader. That can do some good work. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to enter that giveaway, give yourself a chance of winning, and I will see you all again very soon, as always, for more Wild Mode fun.